What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you guys had a great holiday yesterday. I ate a ton of food. I am so full. It's absolutely crazy. Welcome into episode 194. I am your host, Sleazeball. Today's episode is going to be my 8 Smash players for the games remaining. Obviously, we had 2 Christmas games yesterday, and these aren't going to be, superstar names. That's not what I like to do. These are players that are outside of the top 10 overall at their position that I think are going to smash for 20-plus points this week. So I'm not going to give you start Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. Those are smash plays. Not what I'm going to do. But you are going to have a lot of questions. Fire the questions away once I give you the players or once you guys watch the video, whatever it is. I'm going to give you defensive statistic breakdowns of why I think it's going to happen. Look at weather, look at spreads, look at defensive injuries, and look at the past 4 weeks points per game against that position as well, because a lot of injuries have happened to the defenses instead of looking at the whole season long, which I will give you the season long as well too. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you smash that subscription. Helps me out a ton. I will be live today, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern before kickoff as well. Thank you guys for all who came out to the Christmas show. It was absolutely amazing. And we're going to do it again today. And I hope you got all those gifts you want for Christmas. But there's one gift left to get, and that is the Fantasy Football Championship. And let's dive into my 8 smash starts that I think are going to give you 20-plus points this week. And tight ends are very hard, guys, but I'm still going to give you my matchup breakdown for the tight end position. Starting off with smash player number 1, QB number 1 on my smash list out of the 8 is going to be Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers. So currently averaging 17.5 points per game. QB 17 overall, so outside the top 10 there. 3,135 passing yards, 82 rushing yards. He's been hampered by injuries all year long. I expect the rushing yards, to pick up next year or possibly, in this game. He's getting more healthy here. 11 interceptions. He had a ton of interceptions out the gate because he was banged up. So when you're looking at the interceptions, he's had the last 5 games with 0 picks. That's the Jordan Love you expect to see. He also has 25 total TDs on the week. Now, why I like him so much in this Minnesota Vikings game here. You have no weather to worry about. You're in the dome. You're at Minnesota. The over-under is at 48.5. That's the second highest point total on the week behind the 49ers Lions on Monday Night Football. And you're looking at the injuries here. So we're going to do a couple things different here in this post. For the injuries on the defensive side, Ivan Pace, their leading tackle until he got hurt, is out for the Minnesota Vikings. Harrison Smith, the all-time Pro Bowl, one of the best safeties in NFL history, probably top 20 all the time, is questionable for the game. We don't know if he's going to be out there either. Now, the Minnesota Vikings on the season versus the QB, guys. They do rank 5th versus the QB, giving up 14.8. They give up 268.7 passing yards per game, though, which is second last to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They get shredded by the wide receivers. They also give up 1.5 passing TDs. Now, that's versus the quarterback. What you have to look at here, and this is why I'm going to like Jaden Reed so much later in this video as well here too, is the Minnesota Vikings versus the wide receiver guys, and you're going to get the all-star Green Bay Packers, fast-paced offense in a dome this week. They give up dead last 32nd, 41.3 points to the wide receiver. They're 30th in the red zone, giving up 7.3 to the wide receiver, and they give up 190 passing yards to the wide receiver, which is dead last, and 1.1, reception TDs for the wide receiver. You're looking at a shootout game here. You're looking at a monster division game here as well. And I expect the Green Bay Packers to absolutely explode because you're not going to use much Josh Jacobs in this game. The Minnesota Vikings are very good versus the running back. So it's probably going to be more of your Jaden Reed, more of your Romeo Doubs, Wicks, and Christian Watson if he's out there healthy. The Minnesota Vikings are number 3 versus the running back on the season. So yes, Josh Jacobs still going to be a start, but it's not going to be the Josh Jacobs, running over the Saints like last week and getting benched early and the matchups they've had. This is going to be more of a pass-heavy attack for the Green Bay Packers here, and that is why I love him as a smash play this week. Heading over to my smash player number 2, QB number 2, my second QB. I'm going to do 2 QBs, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, so you guys get them all. It is going to be Tua Tagovailoa this week. So the Dolphins fighting for their playoff life. They need the Broncos to lose to the Bengals, the Chargers to lose as well to stay alive for the next 2 weeks. But what you have to look at here, so 17.1 points per game, QB 17 outside the top 10 there. 3,867 passing yards. The rushing yards, 49. I don't even want to see this guy rush again at all with his concussions. It's absolutely crazy. 7 picks, 17 total TDs on the season. Now, you're going to get the Cleveland Browns. They're going to be on the road here. But the Cleveland Browns season is over. Myles Garrett got a little banged up last week. That'll help off the edge because they got Teron Armstead back last week for the Dolphins. But still, their O-line has been shambles this whole year, which makes it tough for the rush-wise for, A-Chain and all their running backs. Now, this game is at a 39.5 over-under. I am taking the over on that. I don't know if the QB is going to be DTR or Jameis Winston. They're both questionable, but so is David Njoku with an MRI to the knee. Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman all questionable heading into this game. And are the Browns really going to play their stars when their season is over to possibly injure them for the rest of the year? These are questions up for debate. Now, on the season, the Cleveland Browns versus the quarterback, guys, they rank 28th, giving up 19.5 points per game. They rank 4th in the red zone because their front seven is very good, but I throw it out the window with Mike McDaniels and the scheme he uses. They also give up 229.1 passing yards, which is middle of the pack there, and 1.5 passing TDs. And you don't know if Waddle's going to be out there. He's, questionable right now heading into the week. I'm actually going to pull it up while we're looking at it. You have seen the emergence of Jonnu Smith, which is absolutely amazing. But there it is, Waddle DMP on Wednesday. Hope he can get back out there. But you're going to have Tyreek Hill in a Super Plus matchup. When we're looking at the Cleveland Browns versus the wide receiver right now on the season, the Cleveland Browns rank 25th, giving up 35.9, 157.7 passing yards, which is bottom 10, and 1.3 passing TDs. And Tyreek's mad last week after dropping 2 touchdowns, probably cost people some fantasy championships. I mean, it was an unblemished, weird Tyreek Hill game for me last week. I like Tua to absolutely light it up here in Cleveland. We saw that the cold doesn't matter. They used to give him, they're not good in the cold. He went to Green Bay and played good in the cold as well this season, so we can throw that out the window. And I like Tua to smash for 20-plus points this week. Heading over to the running back side, smash start number 3, running back number 1 that is going to absolutely destroy this week and win people a fantasy football championship is going to be Bucky Irving. You get the Carolina Panthers this week. The Carolina Panthers are down both their linebackers on IR. They still have Wade, J.C. Horn, both the corners that they have. Their starting corners are also questionable for the game. And their season is over. So I don't really know if they're going to play their superstars. Again, one of those situations to monitor here. Now, Bucky Irving going 13.7 points per game. Snap share 57%, so played his highest snap share of the season last week at Dallas. So you saw him pretty much take this job and run with it. 8.6% target share. I mean, you're looking at the last 2 weeks here. So he's had 15 and 16 carries, which outnumbers Rachaad White by a lot. Rachaad White has become the receiving back here. And this is awesome, guys. You get the Carolina Panthers here. I mean, does it get any better than this? You're going to be mind blown by these numbers right here. Carolina Panthers give up 29.4 points. That's dead last to the running back. 9.6 in the red zone. That's 31st, second to last. 141.1 yards per game. That is dead last. They also allow guys 1.1 rushing TDs per game, which is dead last. You smash Bucky Irving here 100%. Do not think about it. He is going to be a top 10 running back this week. Smash player number 4, running back number 2, and you have to find a way to get this guy into your roster for the championship. I'm going to explain why here in a second. It's Zach Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker is ruled out for the Thursday night football game tonight against the Chicago Bears. So right now, when you're looking at the game, the over-under is 42.5. And when I'm looking at the Bears' defensive injuries, they've just been all season long beat up. I mean, their DT right now questionable. Both safeties are out as well. So, I mean, it's going to be a very, very tough game. This is why the Bears have been getting shredded by the run so much lately because of injuries. So, Charbonnet, 11.1 points per game. Great number to have as a second running back on the team because Kenneth Walker's the guy. And I'm pulling his snap share from week 15, not week 16. So, Kenneth Walker got banged up last week. He was back to 22% snaps. But if you look at Green Bay and Arizona the weeks before, he was exactly at 80%, which is phenomenal snap share for a running back. 9.4% target share is also a good number when you're looking at how much he's been out there all season long. So RB26 outside the top 10 there, 453 rushing yards, 289 receiving yards, almost 1,000-yard combined season as the running back 2 in a timeshare. Not even really a timeshare. And 9 TDs. That is an absolutely great number to be looking at. Now, when you're going up against the Chicago Bears, we got to look at this 2 different ways here. The Chicago Bears versus the running back on the season, 25.4 points, which ranks 29th. Again, they're decimated by injuries. 15th in the red zone, 117.2 yards per game, which is second worst in the NFL, and 1.1 TDs tied with the Carolina Panthers. That's how bad they've been getting shredded by their running back. But 25.4 points on the season is what they've given up. Let's look at the last 4 weeks here. They are second worst, giving up 31.55. That is a 6-point average per more than the regular season. They've been getting gashed by the running back. 6 TDs in those 4 games, so even more touchdowns, about a 1.3 average there. Zach Charbonnet with Kenneth Walker out tonight. Thursday night football, possibly, it says 44 degrees, a little rain. Maybe that would help the run game more. Zach Charbonnet is going to absolutely smash this week and help people win a fantasy championship. Yeah, the risky one, smash player number 5, heading to my wide receivers, is going to be Jaden Reed. So points per game, 12.7, fallen off since his amazing start where he was a top 4 wide receiver the first 4 weeks. 58% snap share last week, but it wasn't needed last week for the snap share because they absolutely blew the doors off the Saints, and he didn't really need to be out there. 16.9% target share. Wide receiver 22, so outside the top 10 there. 69 targets, 52 receptions, 603 receiving yards, 160 rushing yards. Have to love the work he does on the ground. 6 total TDs. Now, why do I love Jaden Reed, the risky player, as a smash start this week? Let me break down everything here. So let's just look back to week 4 versus Minnesota when they played in Green Bay. What did Jaden Reed do? 28.10 points, wide receiver 1 on the week. 8 targets, 7 receptions, 139 yards, 1 TD, 50 yards on the ground. This is going to be where they need Jaden Reed in this game versus Minnesota. But like I said, 48.5 over under when I was talking about Jordan Love. Obviously, if I like Jordan Love, I'm going to love Jaden Reed as well here. And when you look at this, the Minnesota Vikings, guys, on the season versus the wide receiver right now, you have to hear these numbers. This is like your Carolina Panthers. They rank 32nd, dead last, giving up 41.3. They rank 30th in the red zone, giving up 7.3 and 190 passing yards just to the wide receiver alone they allow, which is dead last, and 1.1 TDs, which is tied for second last. You're in a shootout game here. You're in a dome. There is no weather. You're going to get the electric speed. You're going to get the end arounds. Jaden Reed is going to be risky because he's, fallen from grace, like I've said, but he has had a nice little floor in the past 3 or 4 games. 19, he had a 0 against Detroit, which is crazy, and then 11-11. This is where they're going to need him. They need this win, and if they can win this game and win the next one and Minnesota loses, they have a chance to get the bye here. So they're going to be fighting for this game. And I love Jaden Reed this week, and people are going to be really sketched out, and he is going to pop. Smash start number 6, wide receiver number 2 is going to be Devonte Adams. Go Bulldogs. Shout out to him. I'm from Fresno. Got to rep the Fresno State guys when they're out here. Now you're going to get the Bills. 46.5 over under for this game. When you're looking at the injuries for the Bills right now, Cam Lewis questionable, Rapp questionable, Milano questionable, and Spector IR. So the defense is a little banged up. They could be out there. It is questionable. It's early in the week, so make sure you're paying attention to that. Now, A-Rod's just been feeding this guy. 17.6 points per game. Snap share, 97%. That's what you have to love as a wide receiver. That is a true alpha. Target share, guys, 29.4%. That's the 4th best in the NFL. That is insane. Wide receiver 11, so outside the top 10 there. 121 targets, 74 receptions, 928 receiving yards. Obviously, no rushing yards. He's a little older. 7 TDs. Now, what you have to look at here is the last 4 games, right? 12 targets, 11 targets, 12 targets, 13 targets, 19 points, 40 points, 25 points, 17 points. He is force-feeding Devonte Adams. You're going to get the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Buffalo Bills versus the wide receiver on the season right now. So you got to take in both these numbers. They rank 21st. They give up 33.3 points per game to the wide receiver position. They rank 25th in the red zone, which is very bad, giving up 6.9. Devonte Adams feasts in the red zone. Got to like the touchdown upside there. 90% chance for a receiving touchdown they give up on the season. 148.1 yards, which is middle of the pack. But that's the season. So when we're looking at the season, this is why I like to show you these numbers. 33.3 is what they give up to the wide receiver position on the season. Past 4 weeks, the Buffalo Bills versus the wide receiver are dead last in the NFL, giving up 44.33 points to the wide receiver. They've given up the most yards at 781 in the past 4 weeks, and they've given up the second most touchdowns to the Steelers, but the Steelers already played their game. So pretty much they've given up the most touchdowns to the wide receiver in the past 4 weeks. Fire up Devonte Adams. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's going to play in this game. I don't know why he is at 41 years old with the Jet season over, but he's fighting for something, or he's trying to help his guy Devonte Adams get to another 1,000-yard season. I don't know what it is, but smash this guy into your lineup. Easy 20-point play this week. Smash player number 7 heading over to the tight end side, and it's crazy that he is on this list. It is Chig Okonkwo. So 6.8 points per game he's averaging. He's had a terrible season, but Mason Rudolph has unlocked this man. So 85% snap share last week, his highest on the season. So you know the Titans know that he likes to target him right there. He hasn't even had over 76 all season long. Then all of a sudden he goes for 85. Very, very interesting to look at how he's going to play this week. Target share 14%. Obviously, that's lower. He didn't get what he was looking for all year long. But guys, you're going to get the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is one of my fantasy football pot of gold. If you've been subscribed to my channel, you should know that I use 3 teams. This is one of them. So they give up 13.8 points to the tight end position, which ranks 26. They're 21st in the red zone, 57 yards, which is bottom 10, and a 50% chance of a touchdown they give up. Now, when you're looking at the last 4 weeks, they're about on pace with that right at 13, so nothing's changed there. But what we have to look at here is since Mason Rudolph has been here, he's seen 21 targets in the past 2 games, averaging 10.5 per game. He's seen 17 receptions, so 8.5 there. He's also seen 140 yards, so 70 yards a game. Obviously hasn't found the end zone. You're going to get the Jacksonville Jaguars. It looks like there could be a little rain in this game, which even makes the shorter passes there. I do know it is a Calvin Ridley revenge game, but last time I did this Calvin Ridley revenge game, he did absolutely nothing, so I'm staying away from that. And when you're seeing 10 targets a game, you have to smash start this guy. And again, remember, when we're talking about tight ends, it's very hard for tight ends to get to top 20 that are outside the top 10. So these are my best calls I can come up with for you guys as smash plays that I like this week. And I really, really love Chig Okonkwo this week. Last but not least, smash player number 8, tight end number 2. And this one is as risky as it gets, but I just love this matchup. So Dalton Kincaid, obviously coming off the injury, he's been a little disappointing with his snap share, but he hasn't been with the volume. So this is what you kind of have to look at here, right? So 49% snap share against Detroit, led the team in targets, 9 points. Then he played New England, kind of more of a James Cook comeback game on the ground, ugly weather conditions, 7 targets again. So still up there in the target share, only with 34% snaps. You know his snaps are going to come up here. They're ramping him up for the playoffs here. Now, you get the New York Jets in this game. Like I said, obviously with the Devonte Adams side already, it is a 46.5 over under here. Now, what you have to look at, the Jets versus the tight end on the season. So you have to look at this. They are number 11 on the season, giving up 10.6, 4th in the red zone. So this is where your app's going to show probably a yellow or gray versus the Jets, right? But when you're, now let me finish off here. They're also giving up 43.6 yards, which is about middle of the pack at 15, 30% chance of a touchdown. But so this is the difference. This is why you subscribe to the channel. I bring you the different stats. So the 10.6 on the season, right? Top 11 defense. But in the past 4 weeks, they are a bottom 7 versus the tight end, giving up 14.3. They've given up 182 yards as well, which is bottom 10, and 1 touchdown in that span. And when you have Sauce, when you have Reed, it's going to open up the middle. This is where Dalton Kincaid is going to feast, and I love him as a smash start this week. And again, it's hard for tight ends to hit 20 points that are ranked outside, but this is one of my best calls I can make this week. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. Thanks for rocking with me all season long, man. The support you guys have shown me has been absolutely amazing. That's the end of the episode. That is my 8 smash players, 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends that I think will all hit 20 points. Remember, the tight end is always very hard to hit, especially, again, if you're going outside the top 10. Merry Christmas to you guys and your family. Happy holidays. Again, I will be live today. If you can't make the live, you can drop any question you want down below. Make sure on the way out that you hit that like button. Helps me out a ton. Smash that subscription. Turn that bell on so you know when I'm live. And a little shout out here. I will be doing my giveaway for round 1 of the playoffs. So I'm going to leave a copy and paste just in the comments, right? And I'll break it all down in the video when it comes out. But I'll give $100 away for all the support you guys have shown me on the round 1 of the playoffs. Whoever picks all the winners and the closest score to each game. And I will put that on a video that I will do when the round 1 playoffs get here. Just throwing that out there now so you guys know that's coming. Again, guys, thank you for all the support. It's been absolutely amazing. I hope to see you guys in the live stream tonight. This may be one of my last videos. I might do a sleeper video tomorrow, but I really don't know how many people are going to play a sleeper video or a sleeper player in their fantasy football championship. So if you guys made it this far of the video, drop it in the comments if you want me to do a sleeper video or not. I might do it. I might not. But if you guys put enough out there, I will. Again, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. That's it for Sleaze. I hope to catch you guys in the live stream tonight, man. Peace.